and we are live.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. This is the first official episode of 2023, well, not counting the one from last week with just me and Mitch, but we are super excited to not only have Lara as our first guest for 2023, but you'll also notice that around us where we are sitting, everything looks a little bit different, not only here on YouTube, but on all of our social media platforms. We've kind of given it a little bit of an upgrade, a little bit of a facelift, if you will, for 2023. So we're super excited about that. But to go back to Lara, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, kind of let everyone know who you are, how you got into like crypto and CNFTs in general, and then a little bit more about like what you do in the CNFT space currently.
Of course, of course. First, I want to start by saying the new logo and the new brand identity looks amazing. This is actually perfect. You guys look amazing under everything. But okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Lara and I am first and foremost the community manager for the Ape Society, an NFT project on Cardano. It is currently the top project regarding floor price, but we don't talk much about that because we are way more substantial than that. I'm also a computer science student and an IT project management student, so I have two majors in college. It's kind of a hard task, it's a big hectic, but I love what I'm doing. I love working in tech. And yeah, this is the basics of my life. Tyler, you mentioned how did I got into crypto? Yeah, that's kind of a funny story, to be honest. I have a group of friends and they said, well, we have another friend, like you guys could meet each other and let's just create a big group chat and let's put you in it. And I said, okay, you know what, do it. And when I joined, my friend and I, one of my friends was talking to their other friend about Bitcoin, about Cardano, about Ethereum. And I was like, okay, I know like a very unnecessary amount because of what the media shows about Bitcoin, but I know it's giving a lot of people a lot of money. And that's about it. But then they started talking and started explaining me the basics about Cardano. I was like, this is not enough. I'm going to need to look things up. And I did. And I spent days swallowing content, reading everything, joining forums, talking to people. And well, long story short, I changed careers because of Cardano.
Awesome. Awesome. What were you like majoring in, or like what did you want to be before joining Cardano?
I was a med student before joining Cardano.
Oh wow. Wow, so you just went from one hard
That
career to another one.
But I mean, I don't regret it like a single second. I've never been happier, and this is the perfect choice for me. I feel like I'm finally home, in tech
Yeah.
and working in blockchain. This is just perfect to me.
That's awesome. No, that's
nice
super cool.
and nice and like how did you begin working with the Ape Society community?
Oh, that's a great question, to be honest. There's days that it's really, really hard because I understand that we're all humans and sometimes people can have bad days. And unfortunately, things might get out of our control, but I try my best to always keep it manageable and to make everyone's experience a great one. Sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't happen, but 95% of the time it's a blast
Yep.
always.
And also being a top Cardano NFT project, like the sentiment that is that is kind of in Ape Society is kind of going to be the sentiment of every community. So if there's like FUD in Cardano, there's gonna be a shit ton of FUD in Calais, Buds, maybe Ape Society. So you being the community manager, you've got to kind of balance that out. What would you say is the hardest part about being a community manager for a top Cardano NFT project?
Definitely dealing with people.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
it's the best part is also the worst part because, as you mentioned, FUD comes from everywhere at all times, and we don't expect it, right? Sometimes there are stupid things like we say, okay, we're gonna get FUDder for this, but we already know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when FUD comes hard, you also receive a lot of criticism and unwanted criticism, unwanted DMs, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of frequent receiving death threats. I wasn't prepared for this when I
Jesus.
joined this profession, but yeah, it became something quite frequent. But I know it's just people behind the screen making
Yeah.
worthless threats, and they're not
Yeah.
gonna do anything. What
That's-
are they gonna do? They're gonna get a plane and come here
It's
at
just
my
crazy.
house, like knock on my door? No.
I think it's just crazy too. I mean, obviously there's like money involved in it, but it's just crazy that people get like so like worked up about like their pictures on the internet. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's more to NFTs than that, but like at the end of the day, like none of this is worth like threatening people over. Like it's just like it's just not that serious. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
So that's super weird.
These-
Like people are
these-
weirdos.
These are people that have no lives outside of like like Cardano or the Ape Society, which is fine. But these are the bottom of the barrel type of people. Where like even last night over on my Twitch, like like there was a group of people that came in here and were like telling me to kill myself, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, I've got 10 people watching me, so you guys come over to my stream and say that. But that's because these are losers with nothing better to do with their life other than shit on other people. But
yeah, exactly.
But then Laura, so what is the best part about being a community manager?
Learning all day,
Learning?
every day. Learning. If there's one thing that I value so much, not only in the Ape Society, but the CNFT community in general, is how willing people are to different points of view and to teaching others. There are some ups and downs, of course, but the whole majority, like the mass majority of the people I met in the Cardano NFT space, and on top of everything, the Ape Society, they taught me so much, and I learned so much under Carmen's and Congo's and Matasa's wings. It's like I just wake up knowing I'll learn something new every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super dope. And I think that like that's why I always push people to, or I always talk about like how important like being in Twitter spaces are like in general, because I just feel like that's kind of like a place where I learn so much from people with like all kinds of different like walks of life, and then like different, you know, positions in like the CNFT community. Like I think Twitter spaces like they pose like a really cool like phenomenon almost, where like Congo is like one of the founders of the biggest project on Cardano, and you can like just hop up there being like, you know, just the average Joe, and like participate in a conversation with somebody who runs a really successful project as well. And I think like you mentioned, like I think that's what really breeds growth, is just surrounding yourself with people who are successful and have succeeded in like their own ways and their own rights. So I think that's like super like on point.
But
Exactly.
then it kind of on top of it, it's terrifying. Because you go to a Twitter space with like Charles Hoskinson and like Snoop Dogg, and then maybe like the people from Ape Society, and then the people from Buds, and you're like, oh my god, there's no way I can talk to these people. Like back when I first began getting into Twitter spaces, that was terrifying. The fact I was going to mint this like super anticipated Cardano NFT project, and that to do this I didn't need to go and push this button that would make it where nobody can talk except me. That was terrifying.
It was extremely terrifying to me at first as well, but I think because of what I said, people were so welcoming to me.
Yeah.
It became something natural, you know. And as cheesy as it sounds, I want to spread to everyone listening or viewing this project, watching this podcast, that don't forget that everyone who's up there speaking, we're all humans and we also make mistakes. You know, we're also extremely nervous. We're also sick while doing Twitter Spaces. We're doing house chores. It's totally like human life.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And speaking of Twitter, I like to like start our episodes every week just kind of talking about like the weekly like not Twitter drama, which sometimes it is Twitter drama, which I'm always like kind of enamored with, but just kind of like the thoughts going around Twitter like over the past week. And for me, what I've been kind of seeing the most over like the last week or two, I would say, because me and Mitch did our own episode last week. There's a lot of discourse going around about projects or talking about projects who are minting at like a higher like USD amount compared to like just like the traditional like Cardano, whatever like the conversion is. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Lara. Like specifically, I know like Alley Cats is minting for like 85 USD, and then I know like Block Group's Jelly Cubes, they're minting for like 200 USD for like their second drop. So I kind of wanted to like see what your thoughts about like higher like USD prices for mints like like in our ecosystem and like what that would bring forward.
That's a very interesting and substantial question, actually. I fully support teams and projects putting out their mints based in US dollar, because even though, okay, we're in the ADA world, the thing that moves the world today is still fiat. And people get paid in fiat. They buy stuff in the supermarket with fiat. They buy the diapers for their children, baby powder with fiat. And professionals need to be paid one way or another, either with the equivalent amount of ADA per USD price or base themselves on USD price. I think one thing that will help a lot these projects is when stable coins come, they're going to have like a much smoother process of paying their professionals. Yeah. But there is a downside to this, which is, I'm not talking about Alley Cats, okay? I don't know basically anything about them. I am not qualified to talk about them. Right. But there are a lot of projects out there that are basing themselves in USD, and they have nothing to deliver. Nothing at all. They don't have a decent roadmap. They don't even have a basic business plan. Like, how do you plan on surviving tomorrow? They don't know. So we have to be really, really careful about how things are presented to people, how people consume your information, and always make sure, my advice is just launch something if you have a business model. Don't just throw things out there.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And I follow like along the same lines as you, I think, and like my thought process is like the people that are like offering like at the end of the day, I think that like the market will decide whether or not like your project is justified in asking what it's asking for, right? Because like if you have like a 10K collection and you want like $1,000 per NFT and you sell 1,000, like obviously like you were asking for too much because the market wasn't willing to meet you where you wanted it to be. But also I think that like we have this like weird kind of like sentiment in Cardano where like everyone wants like artists and teams to do work for like $10 per asset, which is just like really weird to me. Like obviously like not every team can mint out for like 30 ADA per NFT or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I think that if we want to like grow as big as like the other NFT blockchains, like we have to be able like be willing to like meet like quality with like our wallets basically, right? Like you don't get like nice shit in the real world for cheap, right? So like obviously you don't get like nice like quality like NFTs for cheap either. I think like those go hand in hand and people just need to kind of like realize that.
You can kind of go back to like these celebrity NFTs, like whether it's the Black Santas or it was the Elsa Jean NFT. You need to put the effort in that backs that name, and you need the business plan that does back that name. Like. I did a bunch of looking into the Elsa Jean NFT, and like she said, you'll see what I send you when I send it out. That's not what I need. I need a business plan. Like you'll send me pictures, you'll talk to me, you'll give me things for a fucking 300 USD NFT. then with the Black Santas too, wasn't that like 2 days before he's like, I'm dropping this in like 2 days, or just very very
there's like
short.
really like no thought put into it really.
Yeah. So if you've got a business plan that matches this, then you'll be fine, and that's why something like Alley Cats will be fine. Back when Ape Society dropped it, didn't people FUD them for being like, oh, it's too high of a floor? But then they sold out because they had a business plan, and they had a team that could then do that as well. So it's like you can have a high mint if you've got the team to back it. Like Laura said, if you've got the business plan to back it, you'll be fine. But
Exactly. This is actually extremely important because even though I'm in computer science, I don't know why I had a marketing class like last week. And we chatted exactly about this, which is you can't push anything forward if you don't have anything substantial to make up for it. Like, okay, I know the specialty of marketing companies is to make the nothing substantial be extremely substantial in the public's eye. But sometimes the product is so, it's so that you can't even make a whole lore around it for people to consume.
yeah.
Right. Especially right now too, like in the current like sentiment of our market, like it's like Cardano NFTs currently, it's like really small, right? Like there's not that many like daily like users or people that interact with other like community members on a daily basis is pretty small. I would say probably like a couple thousand maybe. And like with such a small audience, you really do have to like compete and like over deliver compared to everybody else that's trying to launch a project as well.
That
Go ahead, Mitch.
That kind of leads into something else where we have no control over the market at all. So to drop a NFT in such a bear market, literally Cardano could go to 2 cents tomorrow, and the team over at Alley Cats will keep on building and building and building because they can. When other smaller teams would then not be able to because nobody expected Cardano to go to 2 cents.
Right.
But so you kind of need to plan for the worst, which is much easier for other NFTs because they've like made ways to make money during the bear market. But if you are dropping a NFT during the bear market, it's much harder to make money during the bear market unless things go back up.
Yeah.
Exactly. To be able to keep building in the bear market requires a lot of resilience and planning. Not only financial planning, but business planning. Like, okay, so I need a professional to do concept arts for me, but I don't have the money for it right now. So I'm going to have to jump around and do the concepts myself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of working like a startup, you know?
Yeah.
You see these things roll out on startups very frequently because they don't have enough capital to hire a big ass team.
Right.
That is like something big T and I have even seen, like where back when the things were more like bullish, like the episodes would pop off and we're like, damn dude, should we get fucking advertisers and shit? But now that things are kind of down, it's like we need to find ways to survive, build good content, build that type of host personality where people will continue to come back even if we get 2 views. So like the ability to build now is what's going to show off tenfold in about a year or 2 years or 5 years. However long we need to wait, if you can wait, then you will benefit more than everybody else because the technology is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Exactly. And okay, there's no recipe for success anywhere with anything, basically. Anything you need in life, there's no recipe for success. But I believe that drive and consistency can do a lot in any situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's kind of move off of this topic because we've been on it a bit.
We all kind of
longer
agree. Yeah,
than-
we're all kind of in the same spot.
Yeah. No, Laura, you're wrong. You need to give up.
Oh
No.
my god, I'm gonna jump off this podcast.
No, you can't leave the podcast. We need you.
Okay, I won't leave.
Perfect.
Good.
The next topic kind of goes about something that was a bit dramatic and like very very well deserved with like Cardano Robin like a couple of weeks back. But how has being a female in the biggest team in Cardano molded your entire like look of the CNFT space?
That's a very good question. Okay, I have this answer has a few layers. If you guys don't mind me going into them, I won't go as deep because it's too complicated. But there's mainly 3 layers. There's the professional layer. There's my personal layer, how I view things, and how they really are. So the professional side is a lot of people see me at, okay, this is sounding very arrogant, but I promise it's really not. People see me at a high spot. Thank you, Mitchell. They see me at a high spot in the Ape Society, which is like a project that is in the highlight currently. And they expect a lot of me in any given situation, be it like a random talk, like how I act to people, and they also demand a lot more of me, which is kind of something like, okay, you can do your thing, but you either act as the position you have, or we're gonna make you act. It's kind of like that, you know? I have a whole bunch of people. I have almost 20,000 people under my hands currently to take care in the Ape Society Discord. And of course, even though I manage everything outside of Discord, the biggest public is in there. So I have to be really careful with the steps I take just because of this exact situation, because of how people view me.
Right.
There's also the personal side, which is a lot of gatekeeping. Oh, so much gatekeeping coming from multiple people in the space that either think, okay, you already have everything you could have, so why are you coming here? We're not going to share everything. We're not going to share anything. Or they say, okay, you're the whole minority of the CNFT public, women in crypto, so we're not going to share because you don't fit the whole majority of people we're trying to reach.
Yeah.
You know? And there's the real thing, which is a lot of people don't care about who I am or what I do. They just want to enjoy it.
Yeah, going back to like being a mod and shit and like needing to kind of be careful about the shit you say. Like back last year, somebody made me a mod, and that's the worst decision they could have ever made.
I can totally see why.
So the fact you need to like balance that where you are like, I'm a human being. I love making jokes. I love happy people. You can't push that envelope too far, or else people will begin seeing you as like something that is not what you are doing. They will no longer take you seriously in the Cardano ecosystem, and that's a very very hard balance. And I know for a fact you are doing it a lot better than I did because I was terrible at it, but then be that minority where like guys get very very weird very very easily. Like, let me say that again. Very weird guys get very very weird very very easily.
Yeah. Well, I think there's like layers to that as well. Like Lara was mentioning, there's like I think that's because of like the anonymity that comes with being in crypto and like having a PFP and no one knowing really who you are or what you look like. I think that it gives a lot of people like maybe some undue confidence in saying things that they shouldn't say or acting in a way that they shouldn't act because like they feel like emboldened by you, like everyone else not knowing who they are. And I think that goes like both ways, right? Because I think in a way that everyone is kind of into crypto because of that, right? Like it's more like self freedom and like being able to express yourself without like everyone knowing like exactly who you are. But at the same time, like there's trade offs to that. And I think that to like Lara's point, I think that it definitely is like, I mean, from my own experiences and then like just kind of like seeing where Lara's coming from, I think that it is pretty difficult to like juggle being the face of something and trying to like save face while also like if you have an opinion on something that may be a little like dramatic on like Twitter or something, like wanting to like comment but also like wanting to be reserved in what you say, and it's like it's a hard balance to make. And I think that it's like incredibly I think it's really awesome, Lara, that like you've been able to do it like so gracefully. And I think that it's like a testament not only like to you but like the whole Ape Society team as well, because like no matter like what FUD comes your guys' way or your team's way or project's way in that way. Y'all's I'm Southern, so I try not to say y'all as much, but whatever what I mean is like whatever like bad publicity or whatever comes your way, I think that like the project always finds a way to like build around that and succeed, like come out on the other side and have an even like stronger community, higher floor price, whatever. So I think that it's all about like, you know, being able to like adapt to like, you know, weird situations or like things that you're not expecting. I think that like you and the whole team do a really great job at that.
Absolutely, but they taught me a lot. I wasn't like this. I am still known by my family to be someone who speaks their mind a lot. Mm-hmm. So I have had to learn a lot.
Yeah, that is a big reason why she comes into my Twitch chat and just begins yelling at me, putting me down, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Laura, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Mitchell, you deserve it. You deserve to be yelled at.
I'm sorry that your Cardano NFT got fudded over and over and over, and you couldn't say anything. Please just put it all out on me. But going back to being serious, you guys have dealt with the FUD much better than like most big blue Cardano NFTs, where the fact that when another project got FUDed, the floor went down and down and down. When you guys got FUDed, maybe it went down a bit, but then it went way up. So good on you, and good on the whole the whole Ape Society team.
Thank you. You know those charts where like there's like evil neutral, chaotic good, chaotic neutral. I like to joke around to myself and classify the Ape Society as chaotic neutral, because when I've noticed the community members do this, when something is stupid, like stupid FUD, they respond stupidly. Yeah. Like you say stupid shit, you're gonna hear stupid shit. But when there's FUD that might come from a based perspective, and where we just consider and say, okay, that person's reality might not be up to what we're offering, or they either haven't had access to our kind of information, the kind of they should, then we stay neutral.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, which is good. It's like,
kind of going off of that, maybe we should put ourselves on that chart. The lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good.
Yeah, we can post that on Twitter. Chart. I'll post it on Twitter. That'd be funny.
Tia, where
that would be awesome.
Tia, where would you see yourself on that chart?
Like myself, or like the podcast? Wait, what's the options in the squares? It's chaotic, neutral.
So you've got a lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good. Then that goes down to lawful neutral, true neutral, chaotic neutral. Then a lawful evil, neutral evil, chaotic evil. So
I don't know.
So I kind of have a good.
What do you think?
View
What do
on
you think?
you.
I feel like I'm more like
You-
I feel like I'm more like good neutral in a way. Like I feel like I love to participate in like random drama and shit on Twitter, but at the end of the day, like I can like separate myself from that and know that it's like not that deep. Like I'm not going to bed like Jesus, man. They said some mean shit to me on Twitter. Like at the end of the day,
You're-
like I'm just like I'm participating in what I think is like kind of funny, and I really can like separate myself from it. So I don't know. I don't think it's like
You
bad.
you are very very weird because you and I are like perfect counters in a way, where
Yeah.
where no
Yeah, the
no
yin to my
matter
yang,
where
Mitchell.
no matter where I put you on this chart, I know for a fact that you will be on the complete other side of that.
Yeah,
Team.
yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. We complement each
so-
other well.
So I'm kind of looking at myself and like I'm very very chaotic, like very chaotic. But
I would
do
agree.
you guys see me as being chaotic and neutral, or chaotic evil, or chaotic good?
I think I'd classify you as chaotic good because
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
you are a great person in essence, you know. But you chose chaos like ever since you were born,
Yeah.
and you choose chaos every time you make a decision.
I mean, if it tells you anything about Mitch goes to Costco just to get a piece of pizza. Like whoever braves Costco just to get a single slice of pizza is
That
a
is
chaotic
single
person.
slice and just comes back like
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
like he
Costco
goes into the
chicken, not
Costco
even
where
hot
everyone's there
dogs.
and goes up to the little like hot bar and gets a piece of pizza and then leaves. Like so that's chaotic.
Sometimes I get a hot dog.
No, but like you never go like to the shopping part and then like on my way out I'm gonna get
No.
like some food. Like you're
Dude,
going into
that-
Costco specifically for a piece of pizza, which is chaotic to me. That's insane.
But Tia, you seem very very lawful, like very lawful. Where you are like this that better go do my dishes. Better go clean my bed.
Yeah, like I've
Better
said
go
many times
do
on
my
like
bed every.
I've said many
morning.
times on the pod, I kind of like thrive under like a good schedule and like a lot of like rule. Like I feel like that's I don't really like it's not that I'm like opposed to chaos. It's just like if there's like chaos like around me, it makes me feel like really chaotic, right? So like if my house is a mess, then I feel like my rest of my life is a mess, right? So that's why I'm very like to where like I'm OCD about like keeping the house clean and like making sure like I have a good work schedule calendar because like if something's off, I feel like the rest of my life is off. So I feel like that's kind of like where I fall on that.
Can we agree that you are lawful good then? And
Yeah,
I am
I'll be lawful
chaotic
good. I'm like the good cop, you're bad cop, and we'll leave it at that.
Now, where do we put Laura? So,
Oh my God.
you guys might not know, but Laura has been harassing me in my Twitch chat for like 5 months.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
She
doesn't
not.
harass him.
Accusations.
She doesn't
False
harass him. I'm
accusations.
there every day, and Laura never says anything.
Oh my god, she's so mean to me.
Oh my
she's so
god.
mean to me.
Okay, I do say things, but not mean things.
Not mean
Laura,
things.
where would you put yourself on the chart?
Oh my god. I think chaotic good.
Oh, I'd put you at chaotic evil. You're fucking
That
evil.
is the audacity.
To me, maybe more so like chaotic and neutral. Because I know you do mean well, but because you would go and like do a bunch of things, and then you come in my Twitch chat and you're like blah 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 blah. Just like not like whining, but just being sassy and shit. So, but I mean, chaotic and neutral is a good area to be in.
Okay,
Would-
so yeah, the Ape Society community represents myself. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I
Yeah.
think that's good then.
Yeah.
So kind of moving like away from that, Laura. This is kind of like the last CNFT topic for a while. What would what would be like your best advice for someone looking to grow their personal brand in the CNFT space? So like maybe they want to be a part of a team, or like maybe they want to be like like a big space host or whatever it might be. Like what do you think like people should maybe do or like lean on to kind of build their own brand in a way?
I'm going to talk about what worked for me. Not that I have a big brand in CNFT, but, you know, my personal experience. I think being honest is a huge undervalued quality that I have noticed people actually value a lot, but don't talk about it often. So they truly value honesty. So being yourself, talking about and vouching for what you believe for, that's really important. And also, don't be afraid to go head on into what you think. So I got my first job in CNFT just by going to the person and saying, hey, do you need help? Do you have someone to help? If you don't, put me in. I want to do it. You know, and I spent almost 2 years with that team, which brought me amazing memories. So it's just you have 50% chance of getting a yes and 50% a chance of getting a no matter what, like any situation you stumble upon, just try it.
Yeah. No,
Maybe
I definitely
surprise
agree.
yourself.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I always I think there's like never really like any wrong in like trying to chase something that you really want, right? So if it's like being on a team, like you said, like ask around and like see like a team that you're already familiar with, see if they want help in any regards. Like you said, the worst thing they can do is say no. That doesn't mean like they kick you out of the Discord and like you can't like do anything. You know what I mean? Like the worst thing they do is just say no. But also like I was talking on a space with Gully a couple of days ago. I think that like you said, it's important to be genuine and not only like honest like in like how you speak to others and like not like maybe like embellishing things, but it's also like I think it's really important and kind of overlooked to be like honest with yourself and like kind of finding like your own niche with something that you're really good at already and something that you're really comfortable with already, so that way you can kind of amplify that in like whatever your goals are for the CNFT space. So like for example, Mitch is really great at entertaining, right? Not only just like talking to people, but he's really funny and he's like
He's
a really
lying.
good entertainer, right?
Yes,
so,
you are, Mitchell.
So Twitch streaming and like Twitch gaming, like that merges something like you already like gaming, you're already like a good entertainer, like that merges something that you're already good at. Whereas like being a community mod, maybe that wasn't like the best fit for you because it kind of clashes with who you clashes with who you are as a person, right? And that's kind of what we talked about in that space, is that like I think people will always notice when you're kind of like forcing something, right? Like when you're forcing like something that really isn't you. And to kind of play on your point, Lara, I think that it's really important to not only be honest with everyone, but be honest with yourself, and like don't put yourself in like while you're trying to get to your goals, just like be constantly like uncomfortable with where you're at. Obviously, like some like instability and uncomfortability is like really good for growth, but also like I feel like you would be kind of shooting yourself in the foot to be pursuing something that really isn't like who you are as a person. You know what I mean?
I mean, I agree partially, 75%. I also believe struggling, of course, not financially, but struggling in a situation drives people to look for better outcomes. So this makes us better as people as well. Yeah. So I think uniting the two is just making the better combo, you know, and going from there.
Yeah, for sure.
So Tyler talked about me a bit, and I feel like I should indulge a bit more. Something that's good to do is like find something that will make you different than everybody else. Like whether that be the content you make, because there currently is some Twitch like Cardano NFT content, but there's no like Twitch gaming content. So the fact that there's like games being made over on Cardano, the fact there's no like Cardano gaming influencers that are like building things, then they'll kind of only ever get people into Cardano into their Twitch stream. Meanwhile, my big goal is like let me build outside of it, then let me get those people to buy maybe an Ape Society. Most likely not, because they are 15-year-old kids, but maybe get them to mint this like
JPG store. Now you can use your credit card, so tell them just to go get their parents' credit card.
Don't say that.
NFA,
using their mom's credit card.
NFA.
You don't want children to use their mom's credit card.
This is not financial advice. Oh no,
But
I'm just kidding. Don't steal your parents' cards to buy
we-
JPEGs on the internet. That's not a good idea.
This
Don't
is-
do that.
Exactly.
this is why most people into NFTs are like maybe our age or like 55. Because they don't have any money to spend on a $4,000 like Ape Nation or something like this. But there's so many other NFTs out there. So like sometimes even on my Twitch I'll like talk to them about NFTs and be like, guys, if y'all ever need help ever, then just hit me up and I'll get you your first NFT, because this is the way you do onboarding when times are terrible.
Exactly. You make people comfortable. You
Yeah.
don't force anything onto them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so find something that makes you differently and you will benefit tenfold, and so have I.
Exactly.
Maybe not tenfold yet, but we keep grinding.
We're on the
over-
way. On the way to
Soon. Soon.
We keep grinding every day over on twitch.tv/Stutterboy CNFT. Go check me out.
shameless little plug, small plug.
Let's kind of move away from talking about NFTs and talk about you as a person and she as a person and I as a person. So, what is the douchiest thing someone has ever done to you?
Just
Oh,
starting
wow.
off hot. So Laura, I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
time to think because he's starting off really hot. So I'll go first because I saw him type that right before the episode. So I had a good answer in mind. So when I was in the fourth grade. So how are you in the fourth grade? Like 9, 10? I think I was like 10.
Yeah.
When I was like 10 years old, I was at recess playing like on the playground when I was a kid, like some of my friends. And we had this thing that like the older kids would use for like their gym class. It was like a outdoor like I don't know, not a workout area, but it had like some incline monkey bars and like the things that they have in like rehab facilities where it's like the two bars that run parallel to each other and people can like hold them to like walk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah, so there was like something that looked like that, right? It was like these two metal bars that were in parallel to each other, and me and my friend would stand on them and see who could like balance on one foot the longest without having to like jump off because you'd fall over. And me and my friend were both standing up on them. And this other kid who like, I don't know if he thought it was funny or he just didn't like me. I really never found out. He just came over and like shoved me while I was standing up on these like big metal things like off the ground. So when he shoved me,
God.
I went like falling backwards and hit the back of my head on like the pole I was standing on, and it just like knocked my ass out. And then I remember opening my eyes and my friend was just like doing circle, like he was looking at me, but he was just like spinning in my eyes, like because I was like so loopy.
Kind of like
And
animations.
yeah. So I got like a minor concussion from that, and maybe that's why I have vertigo now. Who really knows? But I mean, I'm just saying that was pretty douchey for him to knock me. Like I'm 10 years old, bro. I didn't do anything to you. He just pushed me over, and I got a concussion. So I was pretty pissed about that. So that was probably top 3 douchiest things of all time. 10-year-olds are mean.
Well, that's good. You said top 3 things, and because I think I have number 2, or maybe even number 1. The douchiest thing anybody's ever done to me was back in college. My roommate gaslit me into thinking I was some terrible fucking person, right? So maybe I did like not do the dishes or something because we'd do this game where we'd see how dirty we could get the dorm that we lived in be forced somebody to just said fuck it.
Oh, I'd cry. I'd cry.
the antithesis of being a guy in a small ass dorm room in college. So, but then like there'd be times I'd like make a joke and say something, and like he'd make a joke back, and like one day he just got like so upset. He's like, "Dude, you've been doing this. You've been saying this. Meanwhile, he gave like no showing that like this was ever an issue. So that night I drove to Walmart, which was like 5 minutes away, but I got sad, so I ended driving 4 fucking hours home to like my like parents' house, and I'm like, everybody hates me, this, then the
Just needed emotional support.
Yeah, because my best friend at the time fucking gaslit me into thinking I was this terrible person. Then the next semester he took like 15 of my ADHD pills.
Oh my god.
That I needed, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking douchey though.
That is pretty
Oh my
douchey.
God.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a pretty douchey thing to do.
Yeah. So is
I mean, I
that-
don't think mine beats yours because going to the point of stealing your ADHD to your ADHD pills, that's
Yeah.
kind of
People
fucked
like
up.
I don't know like how things like operate like in other countries as far as like Adderall and like ADHD medicines, but like people in college here take it like it's like candy, like it's like a pre-workout before
Yeah.
you go to the gym. Like people just take it all the time. Like you're not even prescribed
Oh
it.
no,
People
it's
just like,
a controlled prescription here.
Yeah.
People
well, I mean, yeah,
mostly
technically you have to be prescribed it here, but
Technically
people
it
just
is over
like
here.
so
Yeah.
like people like say like Mitch gets
Oh, yeah,
prescribed
they-
like 60, he'll just like sell half and be like I only need one a day and not two, and he would sell half, and then like people just
Yeah.
like take them like all the time, like for what the people like I got a
So
test
it's-
this morning, time to take Adderall, like it's just weird.
Yeah, so
it's
like that person, your ex friend, basically probably stole them.
Now, so Em and I are like good now, kind of, but like maybe not if he ever hears this. He's like, "Damn, dude, you told them that shit," and I'm like, "Yeah." Thank God nobody watches these guys. Because if you are here now, say that
Please
you're
leave.
no. It's tell me down in the chat that my roommate should not have done that, and that's how we'll know you made it about an hour in. Laura, what is your douchiest thing? That
My
somebody's ever
douchiest
done?
thing was actually quite recent. I went to a bar with a few friends of my high school and preschool, and I mean we've all been friends for years, but there were like people from the outside as well. There was a friend of mine who studied with me during high school. She moved out to like 6 states away, for like 1,000 kilometers away from me.
Yeah.
And she came back that time because she was on vacation
Nice.
visiting her family. And then we all decided, like all preschool friends and all high school friends, to join together and go to a bar. And we did. And then I was having a blast in that, meetup. And I was enjoying so much talking to everyone else. But then I went to the bathroom one minute, and I received a voice message from a friend. It was like a super long voice message because I was waiting in line to go to the bathroom, so it took like 5 minutes. And I was listening to it. I was peeing while holding the phone on my shoulder attached to
Yeah.
my ear, listening to
Yeah.
the voice message. And it was a full-blown recording of 2 of my friends talking shit about me.
That were
without
at
me
the
being
bar.
present. They were at the bar, like at the table, but the opposite end of the
the fuck?
table where I was
They're-
sitting.
That's super
they were
douchey, but
talking
also shout out to the friend that
Exactly.
recorded it and sent it to you, because that friend is the real one.
Exactly. I mean,
Goddamn.
and I kept listening to it, and I came back to the table, and I tapped like one of my friend's shoulders, which I'm not their friend anymore. I tapped their
Okay.
shoulder and say, "Hey, can I show you something?" And she said, "Yeah, sit like here." And it was a chair in front of her on the other side of the table, facing her facing her.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, let me grab my phone real quick." And then I started playing the recording. And they didn't know what to say at all. They were like, "Who sent you this? Who recorded this?" I said, "You're not going to know. You shouldn't
Right.
know."
Yeah.
I confronted
Right.
them, and they apologized deeply, profusely, but like, "No, I'm not going to forgive you because what you did is horrible, and you said horrible things about me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that was
super
the
douchey.
thing.
This is not me saying that is okay, but I feel like girls do that so much, like so
They do.
much.
They
Like
do.
my ex, she was in a sorority.
Those are the worst
And,
things
like-
on earth. I'm convinced that sororities breed
Yeah.
the worst people, and fraternities. I feel like sororities and fraternities
Like
breed
movies
terrible.
Like
also
me.
show sororities are awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like she would talk so much shit about everybody, then they'd meet up and it would be like completely normal. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Because like, say Big T and I had an issue, then rather than talking to everybody else about it, I'd go up and be like, damn dude, you shouldn't have done this, and then it'd be done. But I feel like girls are much more likely to like talk to everybody else about it and like never the person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. When someone does something I don't like and I end up not talking to them anymore, like frequently, it's not like I'm gonna see this person and never talk to them again. So if we're in the middle of the same environment and we end up meeting, facing each other, I'm gonna say, hey, hello, how are you doing? Hope your life is good, because I'm not a dickhead.
Right.
But women do that, and it kind of pisses me off, because my parents raised me to be as honest as possible every time
same.
I could. So when people do this, I say, like, how can you accept yourself acting this way?
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Not cool at all. But good on you for calling him out right there at the bar. That's a badass move.
It took a lot of strength. I called the friend who recorded the voice message. I called her at the side and said, do you think I should confront them? Because I was extremely sad about what they said, but I also wanted to say, how dare you? You know?
Yeah.
But I was afraid of doing it in public in the middle of everyone, but I also didn't want to do it through text, because I would look like a wimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if people go to CNFT Con, they better not talk shit about Laura, because we are all fucking recording that shit.
We are all chaotic
Exactly.
neutral. I'm just
Exactly.
You are going to turn me chaotic evil.
Exactly. You don't want to see chaotic evil, Mitch. You don't want to see
Oh
it.
my god, y'all have only seen me chaotic good over here. Oh, I can get fucking chaotic evil.
Dude, I'm gonna go downstairs after we record this pod and like say something to my wife and say something about chaotic neutral. She's gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oops."
Yeah.
But anyways, kind of moving from that, the next topic I wanted to ask you about, Laura, is what is a weird paranoia that you have, or like a weird fear that you have that maybe is like seems kind of like irrational?
I have, okay, this is really funny, but I have a deep-rooted fear that I will die sitting in the toilet, like something comes up and bites my ass while I'm peeing.
Oh my god.
I know, but that's true. I mean, I know most toilets have like a plumbing system that prevents things from going back in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love being outdoors and going to like farms and everything, and I've been to places that I've seen things coming back quite frequently. So that scares me. It's a bit like not friendly to say this in a podcast, but this is my irrational fear.
Yeah.
Really.
Maybe that's like a part of living in Brazil, because that is
Yeah,
never
big spiders.
something I've like thought of ever.
Oh my god, you guys are lucky. I mean, your plumbing system is good. Ours isn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I've never thought about that, but that makes sense. I mean, I'm terrified of like two things. One, like I have a very like irrational fear of frogs, which is like a problem. Like I'm really not okay. Let me preface this, because everyone always thinks not the little like green tree frogs that like stick to your window at nighttime outside. You know, like the little cute green ones. I'm talking, like the fucking toads that are like this big around, like as big as your face, and they're like slimy and they croak and shit. Fuck that. I'm terrified of those.
Aren't there like some toxic ones?
There are, but none here. But I've actually been to Honduras a couple of times in like Central America, and they have like frogs that are like as big as the bottom of a bucket. Like they're as big as my face. Like they are. So,
that's dope.
They are, dude. They're like a foot. Like I could kick it like a football. Like they're so big and they're so scary, and I'm terrified.
I'd fucking love a pet frog that's like fucking.
You're just like sitting there streaming, and it's like jumping around behind you. No, so that's
No, he's just like sitting on my shoulder.
Ew, I hate frogs. No, that's like
Sitting
my
on your
irrational.
like a parrot.
Yeah, like a parrot. He teaches it to speak. It's like a talking frog. That's my irrational like fear, and then I have like a real paranoia. I guess it's a kind of normal. I have a paranoia about like I don't get like claustrophobic in a way where like I don't like being in like a tight space, but I get like this weird paranoia that like if I'm in a crowd of people, there's gonna be like some sort of like event or something's gonna happen and everyone's gonna start like running around like crazy and I'm gonna be like stuck to where like I can't like get out. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be in like the middle of a crowd to where like if something were to happen, I can't like make my escape. So every time like I go to a concert or anything like that, I'm like, all right, like so I'm down here. There's people everywhere, but like if I just jump over this rail right here, like I can see the exit sign. Like there's freedom.
Nothing that
like,
adrenaline can help.
Exactly. Like I went to a concert last year, like over the summer, and we got like pit tickets. So we were sitting like we were standing up front, like in front of the stage, and I like made sure that like we were close enough to where I was like, so I wasn't touching like the rail in front of the stage, but I was like right behind the rail, and I was like, so if shit were to hit the fan, like I just gotta push this one person over, and I'm jumping, I'm home free. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like kind of a weird paranoia.
Yeah, you
about
look.
that.
This is actually very smart, and this is probably a trauma response to look for exits everywhere you are. But it's something smart to do, to be honest. It is something I do too, but I don't mind much. You know, if people run, I know someone's gonna stomp me or carry me out. But you mentioned claustrophobia. I am claustrophobic, like heavily claustrophobic.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's like a normal one
Yeah.
to where like I don't think anyone really wants to be in like a small space. Like some people deal with it better than others, but it's like we like I feel like you're like a weird person if you're like I love being like in a very tight environment. Like I feel like that'd just be kind of strange. Mitch, did you tell us
That
your
is-
fear?
No, dude, am I fearful of anything? No, because I'm not a baby. Guys, I'm a fucking big boy with no fears.
I hope your internet
Um,
shits again, Mitch. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, that is my fucking fear. Like losing internet. So I don't know if it's a paranoia, but like not being successful in what I do, like that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it's a paranoia. I used to be terrified of bugs. Like
any
terrified,
bug or
like-
just like beetles or like
like any bug, like whether it's a fucking ant, I'm like shitting my pants, or like going to the complete other bathtub, or like going anywhere but that. But not anymore. Now I just go over there and fucking stomp that bitch.
Mitchell, I'm gonna turn the tables here a little bit.
Yeah.
How the turntables?
oh, I love The Office. It's
No, I'm
such a
just
good
kidding.
show.
Exactly. I was hoping someone would get the reference.
It's my favorite show.
Is it really the fear of not being successful, or the fear of not being able to provide for yourself? Think about it.
I think it's more of success.
Of being like public and
being known by some people, like even with my small Twitch community, the type of liberty and happiness that is given me has been dope.
oh,
But-
that's amazing to hear.
But do I need to make more money? Yes, but that will come with being more successful and doing that. So it's like more so that, because I'm like fine with making a bare minimum of like $600 US. That's like 30,000 Cardano. But like it's just
1 billion Cardano, $3.
Just being able to like be known by somebody and like be a kind of like somebody's happiness that they get, that's my biggest phobia. So you see people like being canceled and shit. So maybe being canceled. No, because if I get canceled, I'll just like do something else, or I'll just like keep on going. But
That
yeah,
makes sense.
guessing that
Yeah, it does make sense.
because because I'm not fearful about like much else. I mean, I live in a pigsty, so it's like bugs fucking everywhere.
Stop.
Like giant toads sitting everywhere, man. Yeah.
Do you want to move us on?
Yeah, let's do it. So, Laura, what is one thing that you are like overly confident about? So this could be something about you, or like something you believe will happen, or
I'm overly confident about. Oh man.
I'll give you some. So let me give you kind of like.
No, I do know something, but I'm thinking about
please.
how I can word it. You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am overly confident on the fact that no matter what happens to me, I will be able to turn it back around and restart all over again. You know. I'm definitely not afraid of having issues and sitting down and saying, okay, I need to go back from zero. I will.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not afraid of that. I'm overly confident I can redo my life if needed.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Me too.
But
Tyler?
I'm overly confident that I would like survive like a small country invasion. You know what I mean? Like I'm confident that like I could get
survive a kangaroo fight.
No, like I'm saying like you seen the movie like Red Dawn where like they invade and come in like parachutes and take over the town. Like I'm convinced I could like escape away to the hills with like my friends and comrades and we could like take back the town together.
Bro, are you fucking Russian?
I'm Rambo basically, but I'm convinced that I could do it.
I mean, okay, this is interesting. I'm convinced I could. Okay, I'm not convinced.
See, like where my mind was when I was kind of like thinking through topics for the episode, my mind was like something that is like you're like irrationally confident about, like some sort of like hypothetical crazy scenario where you're like, dude, I could totally survive like the zombie apocalypse. I'd fuck them up. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
I have one.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have the irrational confidence that I can legit look at any big cat, like any feral cat, and I have this confidence of like, I can fix you, and the cat will be overly emotional and love me and let me hug him, which I know won't happen.
She's a crazy cat lady.
She is a crazy cat.
No, I'm not. I love dogs, but I also love cats.
I love cats too. I think cats get a bad rep, but cats are cool.
Exactly. They're so misunderstood.
They are.
Guys,
and I think that I think that all pets are a reflection of their owner, right? So if you're a shitty pet owner, that's why you have a mean cat. You know, like all cats aren't mean.
Exactly. When redemption arc for cats.
Yeah, exactly. When cat's gonna make it?
Never. Not a big cat fan. Dave hates cats.
My dog also hates cats, and I love her endlessly, but
it's because cats suck. Laura.
I don't, but how? Like, people always say cats suck, but in what way? Cats are, like, very self-sufficient. They take care of themselves. Like, what is wrong with cats?
They bathe themselves.
They bathe themselves. They use the bathroom in a box. Like, I mean, all you have to do is really, like, brush them and, like, give them some affection. Like, what's wrong with that?
Who poops in a box? Maybe
I do.
Laura does,
literally, you poop in, a box that has plumbing systems.
No, I
plumbing systems. Yeah, a plumbing system box.
I poop in a bowl.
Exactly.
Guys, I am overly confident that say superheroes like were real and like superpowers were real, I would have a fucking superpower.
You would be a superhero.
But what would be your choice superpower?
Exactly, that's what was on my mind.
See, I don't want something like super overpowered, like time travel, because that shit's too broken, and then the government would like need you and all.
Don't forget the butterfly effect.
I would want to be like elastic, like Mrs. Incredible from The Incredibles. You know how she just like stretches? Like I'd want to do that, right? Because like say I'm sitting at the kitchen table and I'm like, damn, I left the salt over across the room in the kitchen. I'm just gonna stick my arm out, go grab it from the other room, and bring it right back. It's very efficient. You know what I mean?
I think my power involves minds. Like I would love to just there's people who have photographic memory that's almost like a power within itself. But I would love to just take a look at things and have the full knowledge of everything that is written in there or shown in there just grabs into my brain. I would have a normal life, be a normal person, but just bat an eyelash, like a whole huge ass encyclopedia from the 1800s and know everything that's in there.
Guys,
That would
I'm
be
gonna
super
be
like useful. That'd be super cool.
guys, I'm gonna be a man that can turn into a toad.
That's such a Mitch thing to like be like, my
Exactly.
I'm gonna be a toad.
Terrified big T. But
Yeah, toad.
but hear me out. You can jump so high. You can swim so fast.
I don't know toads that
If
like.
you're a
better
bullfrog, you cannot jump so high.
Yeah, you're chunky.
No,
Exactly, your weight
then-
limits you.
Then let me be a tree frog. Where I've got hops, can climb up shit. How dope!
Dude, you know
would
what?
that
You know
be?
what's like kind of like an underrated, really freaky athletic animal? Fucking squirrels, dude. There's like squirrels by my house that will jump from one tree
Exactly.
to the other, like 40 feet in the air, no care in the world if they miss and just fall down to their death. They're like, fuck it, I'm running and I'm
And if they
fucking
fall
jumping.
down, nothing happens to them.
Yeah, nothing happens to them, which is insane, bro. Squirrels are freaky athletic, bro. They're up there. I'm just saying.
Laura would
NFA?
be a part cat and part lady. She'd be a crazy cat
So
lady.
I would literally be in the Cats Broadway show, which is creepy as fuck.
That
Perfect.
Would be super creepy. That would be
That
super
would be
creepy.
so creepy.
Ew.
But going back to talking about something boring, like I've always been overly confident with my looks. Like even when I went,
You should tell
through a
Lara
super
about your
long-
story about the girl that you
super
asked
long
out
ugly
every
face.
day in elementary school.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's a touchy
classified.
subject. Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
very, very touchy. Makes me a bit very sad even now. I've been so lonely for so long, and I keep on asking her out, and she says, no. But like my looks have always been a thing I have been like maybe too confident about, because I was very ugly for very long. Dude, like had like crazy Bieber hair that I'd like mess up and it looked.
Wait, is it
terrible.
like your picture in Voyage where you have like the front bangs?
No, that's a good look.
That was a good look.
Dude,
I like that hairstyle.
see?
That was a fire
See?
look.
See,
That was a
man,
good
with a bit of blonde in it.
You can see
Like
Mitch
a-
is already
Bit
overly
of
confident. Like,
balayage.
Mitch is already talking about himself now. He's feeling it. Mitch is already feeling it.
But you go back to like junior year, and I thought I was the shit. But no, dude, you look fucking terrible, man. You look.
I think
terrible.
everyone's confidence is either like minimal or like way through the roof when you're in like junior high school. Like I feel like everyone's like confidence. is, like,
Yeah. That builds your personality.
Tia, what was your ugly face?
My ugly face? Like, what do you mean? Like a time in my life where I was busted?
Not bussin'. Busted.
Busted. No, I would say probably like when I was a kid, like 5 to like 12, I was pretty rough. I was pretty rough. Well, also like
How?
my mom would let me like dress myself. So I remember when I was like 12, I had this shirt. It was bright orange and it was way too big. So the sleeves came down like to my elbows. I looked insane. You know what I mean? Like, and it was really long. It was way too big. And the shirt said, "I scare myself" in glow in the dark letters. And my mom would let me wear that to school. And I was like, Mom, I was like,
God.
Mom, I was like, Mom,
Bro.
I look like a traffic cone, and you're letting me wear this to school.
Why did you
It's-
let me buy this, Mom?
That's what I'm
Dude.
saying. Like, she would just let me wear what I wanted to, and it was just a really bad idea.
Like, Mom,
Laura.
come on, have some limits.
Laura, what was your ugly face?
My ugly face was probably from when I was 8 to like when I was 12. Like
I'm with you, Laura. I feel like anywhere between like 5 and 12 is pretty rough. You know what I mean? I feel like 12 kind of caps
Yeah,
off where you're
yeah.
rough, but I feel like everyone at 12 is like, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, when you're 12, you kind of realize everyone's rough as well, so you just don't care much anymore.
Yeah.
But okay, I have pretty curly hair, And when I was a kid, I never liked it ever. So when I was around 8 or 9, I did a chemical procedure to straighten my hair. But I was like so unconfident about my looks and my hair. I hated it. That I tried to make my hair as straight as possible. So it looked like a cow licked me throughout this whole period. Because my hair was basically stuck to my head.
Nice.
And it didn't move. It didn't move.
That's a good look.
That is a good look.
That's an awful look.
I've always had like a bushy head. I look like a chia pet. Like it's like really thick around the sides, but not on the top. So I always just look stupid. Like my hair always says. I'm a hat person though. Like I wear hats like all the time because like I just feel like I look better in a hat, so I always wear hats.
Have you always been a hat person?
Yeah, oh yeah, since probably like middle school, like I've always worn a hat. But like I work from home, so sometimes like a lot of times like when I'm on the pod, like it's just because I just finished work and I haven't been wearing a hat all day, so I'm not gonna put one on because why would I wear like I feel like you're a special kind of weird if you walk around your house all day in a hat. Like why? Like you haven't even left the house, just don't wear a hat. But yeah, that was a good question, Mitch. Way to spin that off into like what was your ugly phase? That was a fire. I'm gonna clip that one. That was a fire take. But anyways, moving along, Lara, because I know that you are kind of the residential foodie. You know, I know that you like food and making food. And
I love it.
To be fair, before I ask this topic question, Lena from Clay's, she literally I wrote these topics up this morning, and then she tweeted this topic. Like she tweeted the question that I wanted to ask. So I didn't copy her, right? I had this question first, and she stole it. So if you see it later, Lena stole it from me. But
okay,
I wanted to know.
Cancel them. Cancel
What
them now.
is Lara? What is your go-to comfort food? Like on like a rainy, sad day, what is like, you're like, I'm going to make this or I'm going to go buy this and I'm going to like live my life to the fullest while I eat this?
It's a simple meal. Like it's not even a meal, it's a snack. Where we have in Brazil, we call it like, basically we call it hot mix.
Okay.
But it's not a mix of anything. It's just what we call white bread in here. Mm-hmm. But we also call it French bread, but it's not a baguette. It's not French. It's not anything.
Yeah. It's just like a regular loaf of bread.
Butter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a regular loaf of bread, but it's not like a white loaf of bread. It's just a different bread. It looks like a baguette, but it's not a baguette.
I got you.
And we use, you put butter in it, of course, and then you put ham and cheese. But it's really specific because I tried eating this the last time I went to the U.S., and it doesn't taste the same. Like the ham and cheese from the market close to my house is perfect. Yeah. And you put this in a toaster and you melt everything, including the ham.
Ooh.
And the ham is just like toasted and you eat it. It's just, it's perfect.
That sounds really, I feel like most places, most places around the world, like even if you were to eat the same ingredients in the U.S., like the U.S. is like ingredients are like way more processed. Like there's a lot more like salt and like random shit in it. So it just doesn't taste the same.
But like I went to Portugal like in the end of 2022, like in mid-December, and I tried their ham and their cheese, and it's nothing like the ones we have here. Better? And Europe is very anti-processing stuff. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's worse. It's worse. It's not better. It's worse. Yeah. Or maybe it's just because I'm used to the food.
Yeah, maybe it's like you're used to it, so you pick up on like the differences and you don't like them as much.
Exactly.
For me,
that might be it.
For me, my like go-to like comfort like a comfort meal would like involve like mashed potatoes and like some sort of like, I don't know, like wings or something, some sort of like chicken. I like chicken and I like mashed potatoes. So I feel like that would be like comfort meal. But if we're talking about like snacks, like my go-to comfort snack is gotta be. So I'm like a weird person. Like I don't eat like a lot of like salty things. I like sugary things. Like I eat a lot of like cakes.
Me too.
And, like,
I love
sweets. So if I have like a good homemade like banana pudding or like a pound cake, banana pudding. My mom's best friend for like her whole life, like basically my whole life since that, like she like all me and my mom's friends' kids, like we all grew up together. So She makes me a banana pudding every year for Christmas, and like it was at my mom's
Oh, that's
house
so
this year when I
sweet.
went to see my mom. Dude, I eat it to the point to where like I feel like really uncomfortable, like I'm gonna like just fall over dead. Like I eat
Just
so much
because you
banana
have an
pudding.
emotional attachment
Yeah,
to
and
it.
it's
Of
something
course,
that I
it's
always,
tasty.
and I only eat it like once a year. To me, like that's like like I like expect it every year. I'm like I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna be so happy. So that would be like either like
Oh,
mashed
absolutely.
potatoes and chicken wings or like banana pudding. That would be like the move. I'm hungry, dude. I'm
Ooh,
so
it does.
hungry.
Me too. I haven't had dinner.
Tyler kept on talking about chicken wings, and I'm like, God damn.
I'm eating chicken
I'm
tacos
gonna
for dinner.
go.
If you wanted to know.
How about you, Mitchell? What's your go-to
Um,
comfort food?
Chicken wings are fucking good, and by like chicken wings, like
Mitch is gonna say
real
something about sweet
buffalo.
potatoes. Mitch is a sweet potato
No,
whore.
no. Yes. Yes, you can do so much with a sweet potato. You can eat it. You can rub it on your body. You can do
What
just
the fuck?
just about anything. But Tyler was spitting facts when he talked about like
I do be
chicken
spitting.
wings. Like there was a period in my life where maybe I'd go and get like buffalo wings every day for like maybe 6
Were you in like
months.
high school?
Yeah.
Dude, when I was
Oh
in
my
high
God.
school, I think everyone in high school, like in high school, I had this like obsession with this local fast food place we have that serves like southern style like chicken, and I think I ate it in a week. I think I ate it like 8 times in 1 week, so I had to eat it twice a day, right? Like so I ate it eight
Yeah.
times in a week, and like I feel like I was making me like sick, like my body was shutting down from eating like fast food chicken every day. But like I feel like in high
It's the
school, you
over
just-
fixation period. you
yeah, I
have
feel
in
like in
certain
high
foods.
school you like find something that you really like and you just like overeat it like so much. Like,
My-
I have several things that I'll never eat again because in high school I ate it so much. So, like if I tried to eat it now, I'd be sick. Like because I just stopped eating it. 'Cause it was too much.
Would you be sick, or would it remind you of high school?
No, dude, it was that, and I would eat like I know these things are so bad for you, and I don't know how. Like I just didn't care, but I used to eat the brown sugar and cinnamon Pop Tarts every day, dude. I would eat so many.
Those are the worst Pop Tarts.
Dude, stop! I ate
God.
them so much that like if I ate one right now, I'd be like cross-eyed and sick, dude. It'd be so awful.
Just bad memories.
It's just bad just from like I just ate them too much.
People kind of judge me for this, but the best Pop Tart is the strawberry.
Strawberry is valid. I feel like strawberry is like a
Yeah.
classic Pop Tart. Strawberry is valid.
I have never eaten a Pop-Tart in my whole life.
What are you doing, Laura?
It's just like you were saying, Laura. It's so weird. Like especially like European people, they don't eat like a lot of processed food. So we had Max on from Ep.25, and he's from Switzerland, and we were asking him like, what's your favorite like candy or like sweet? And he was like, I mean like dark chocolate. He's like, we don't eat like candy and like sugar like that like you guys do. Like I was like, dude, I eat candy all the time.
Oh, we do. Here in Brazil, we do. We have.
I even have like I have nerds. Look on my desk. I have like a bag of nerds.
I can say that the quality of food in Brazil is higher than the US, but the amount of processed foods that are sold here is insane. We have as many candies as you guys do, and as many sweets, anything you could think of, really. We have
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have like a predisposition to eating sweet things, so it's bad for me. I've had a lot of cavities growing up, a lot of cavities.
That is
Mm.
because you and your 5 brothers and sisters shared a single toothbrush.
Shut up. We weren't like poor. I just have a big family. No, but yeah. I think that's cool.
Wings are good though.
Wings are like low key versatile. Like you can make so many different combos of wings. So good.
But like I talk about this maybe once every 5 episodes. But the high you get from eating a hot wing and then that burn and that tang, there's
You're
nothing
crazy.
better.
I hate spicy food though. Like I hate hot food.
Yeah.
I
or
don't hate spicy food. I
Oh,
have a
love
low
it.
tolerance, but at the same time, I documented my process making kimchi yesterday.
Oh.
I made kimchi and it tastes delicious. I can't lie.
I I have like this really. So what goes into kimchi? Wait, Lara, before I say something that's like completely irrelevant, what goes into making kimchi? I've seen like TikToks of people making kimchi, but don't you have to like sit it in something for a while for it to be like up to par? Like, do you have to like I don't know. How do you make kimchi?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's basic ingredients. Of course, I adapted to what I could find, but I found the main ingredients. There's cabbage. I mean, the kimchi itself is made by cabbage. And you use, what gives the spiciness is gochugaru, which is Korean pepper flakes, and fish sauce, Korean fish sauce. Those are like the Korean side of things. But then you add onions, you add garlic, I added 2 apples to bring out the acidic side of things. I put in carrots. I put in not shallots. Some green leaves. I put it there.
Yeah.
And it tastes incredible. Seriously, you have to cut up the cabbage. Of course, I washed it thoroughly, and you have to put a lot of salt in it, mix it, and then put like 2 cups of water, and let something
You like
heavy
brine
on
it. Yeah,
top
you're like
of it.
brining it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Guys, I'm
And
so fucking hungry.
there's people who leave it, fermenting for weeks.
That's
But
the thing.
like
I
the
have this
original
weird,
recipe.
yeah, I have this
No, go
weird
ahead.
thing about like fermented foods that like I disdain. Like I don't like anything that like pickles or anything that's like been in a jar for a minute.
I
I'm
have
not
a
eating
question
it.
for you.
Go
I have a
ahead.
question for you. Why are you drinking alcohol?
Yeah.
So
It comes from fermentation
to me,
process.
I think to me, like when I think of fermented, I think of like pickles or like pickled things. Like you can pickle like onions, you can pickle anything. But I think to me, when I think of pickles, I think of like super like vinegary things, and that's I think where like I'm like I don't like it. Like I don't like things that are like really
love pickles.
overly
Yeah,
vinegary.
same.
I tell people this all the time when I tell them I hate pickles because everyone's like, "You're a grown man. How do you hate pickles?" Fuck that noise. I hate pickles. But the reason I hate pickles is when I was in the 3rd grade, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I sat in the cafeteria and this girl that like, because you're a kid, we have like assigned seats in the cafeteria, right? So you always sit next to the same person. This girl that sat next to me every single day for an entire year would bring those little small skinny pickles that you can like the little baby pickles, and she would sit there and be just crunching on them and eating them, and I had to smell pickles every day for a whole year. And after that, I was
you
like, I'm
poor
not eating
guy.
them. I don't want to be near them. I don't want to smell them. I hate them.
So it's literally a trauma response.
Yeah. I was traumatized by pickles, and I will go
So
to my
much
grave
pain.
saying that.
So much pain was caused. Damn,
Wow.
Terrible.
poor guy.
But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, the original kimchi recipe takes on shrimp based, and I hate shrimps. So
you
of
hate
course I didn't
shrimps?
add shrimp pimps. I hate shrimps.
Tia, you can't
But I
make
like
fun
lobsters.
of people.
Of course I can.
I like anything from the sea. Like anything that comes from the ocean, I
Ugh.
want to eat it.
Yeah. And yeah, when you have the shrimp paste, it takes a minimum to ferment before you can open the jar, like 1 or 2 weeks, because the nitric acid grows a lot in the beginning, and then it goes back down because of the full fermentation process. But when you don't have shrimp paste, as I don't have shrimp paste because it's totally possible, the fermentation doesn't take long. Like you have to put it in a container with 2 or 3 finger tall spaces for it to expand and ferment, and it's amazing. The whole thing is just on point.
I'll have to try it.
Korean
I'll try.
food is fucking bananas.
Mitch is
So
also a
fucking
K-pop stan.
Dude, I'm a K-pop fucking Andy. Like, K-pop is good. Fucking Asian food is good. Fucking anime is good. And dude, I'm like Dude, I'm the whitest Asian you've ever met.
Oh my god! Don't say that thing, Mitchell.
Right.
And that's
Be
NFA.
careful what you're stepping
Putting out
into.
there.
NFA. Okay, moving along then. After that. So the next topic is what lyrics. I tweeted about this on the one of my Twitter accounts today. I don't remember which one. What lyrics live rent free in your head? So what lyrics, like, you'll be walking around and, like, even though you've, like, not heard the song in 6 months, you'll just randomly start singing it all over again.
This is
I really
such a fun fact.
I really wanted to hear this one from Mitch too, because every time he calls me, he's always singing something.
The
Lara,
only song that is in my head is like, I don't remember the name of it, but it's like, oh, it's "Staying Alive" by ABBA.
That's
Because
so good.
I learned CPR when I was so young, and I just embed this in my brain
Bee
that
Gees.
I would need to use that rhythm to make CPR on someone if needed.
Staying
And I
alive.
can literally do anything and like be hearing Bruno Mars 3 seconds before, and then this song comes to my brain.
Yeah, that's cool.
Laura, so I don't mean to expose you, but that is not ABBA. That is the Bee Gees.
Okay, thank you.
Here, say somebody's got to be the fact checker over here.
I mean, I'm not mad
Yeah.
because I'm awful with names, so.
Same.
But literally any song I've ever heard is in my head.
I'm
Like-
kind of the same way
like-
where I'll just randomly think of something and be like, start singing it. Like, it's not even like a one thing. I'm just like, I'm gonna sing this song.
My big thing is like somebody will say something on Twitch, and then I'll begin like singing that song, and everybody will like either do like Pepe dancey emotes, or that
Not the
they'll
Pepe
be like, dude,
emote.
why do you always fucking sing everything? And I'm like, do I? Well, but apparently I do. There's a song right now that is like in the back of my mind, and it's just the lyrics in it. It's just like touch my heart, and it's like not a good lyric, but it's like, damn, that's deep. Let me, Tyler, tell yours, and I'll find mine in the lyric notes.
Okay, so mine, I'm normally singing. Okay, so I sing a lot. Like, I listen to like every genre of music, so I really don't like random songs will pop in my head all the time. I feel like I sing Adele "Rolling in the Deep" like way more than I would like to admit, because that's a fire song. And then probably like a classic that I sing a lot that like just stays in my head all the time is "Hey There Delilah," a fucking
Yeah.
bop.
Oh my god, yes.
Such a good
Hey
song.
There
Hey There
Plain
Delilah.
White Tees, I love it.
I will belt that out at all times if I could. Like, that is such a
Yeah.
good song.
It's such
So-
a great song. Like,
Yeah, so
Plain
I
White
would say-
Tees is amazing in itself.
Yeah, true.
So the single lyric that it is a song by the band Camino, in the song "My Thoughts on You," and the lyric that I love that I fucking belt out every time is, it says my thoughts versus my feelings. My thoughts on you hit the ceiling, but my feelings aren't but my feelings aren't a real thing if I feel the things I don't really discern. So it's like it's just those words to me fucking like hit a bone that is
Yeah.
just like
Wow.
touch my soul.
Mitch, you
touch
went
my
deep with
heart.
that one. I will
Dude,
tell
it's
you
a
also
fucking
that
good line.
the best, Mitchell sings the best rendition of Santa Baby at the holidays every time. I
Yeah.
joined
Oh
one
my
of your
God.
streams and he was drinking like wine out of a glass singing Santa Baby, and it was the greatest thing
Oh
of
my
all
god.
time.
Literally
Lauren
chaotic evil.
knows that. Lauren
So awesome.
knows that.
So I will say
Literally
that, yeah,
chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Santa Baby.
But
The top-
but that like single line like has been in my head for like 5 months, and every time I hear it, I'm like singing that. But what's up, T?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I think that I love like tuning into your streams because no matter when I join, there's always something like hilarious or like Lara said, like chaotic happening every time I join. No, like whenever you join,
Literally
Mitch is
every
either
time.
like singing or like screaming at the game or drinking a Four
Or
Loko
screaming at
or drinking a
Dave.
Four Loko on
Screaming at
ice.
Laura.
Like
Yeah,
it's always
Yeah, he
something
does
super
came to me a
funny.
lot.
These days, because I get so tired because I drive Uber all day and then I go home. Like I've been drinking a dragon fruit Red Bull, wine glass on ice.
You're just trying to make the situation a little bit more enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
I will say that
Because,
caffeine is like my vice. I swear I drink way too much caffeine.
like
I don't drink
coffee or
like almost no coffee.
What, Laura? Not even just coffee,
Yeah.
like coffee, like soda, like energy drinks, like anything. Like every time I'm tired, I'm like, caffeine will cheer me right up.
I mean, I don't
Mountain
have
Dew.
a need for that. I love soda. I love coffee. I mean, the taste for me
yeah.
is immaculate, especially Brazilian coffee. There's nothing like
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Woo!
the best.
But yeah. But I just don't like. It's not part of my daily life. I get my energy from other things, and I try my best to sleep like 8 hours a night, and I end up not needing it.
But very, very hard when you work in Cardano NFTs.
Yeah,
Very,
that is
very
very hard, but I try.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really hard. I will say that like over the past 2 years, I feel like it's been really hard for me to unplug it to where the point where like I'll try to sleep for like 10 minutes, and if I can't fall asleep, I'm like, well, might as well look at my phone and like get on Discord or Twitter because
Yeah.
can't fall asleep. You know, like
And
I'll
then
give it
4 hours later, you're not asleep
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. I didn't go to bed. I couldn't sleep last night, so I was like just up on my phone until like 2 a.m. and then had to wake up at like 7 for work, and I was like, this is miserable. I
God
hate
damn.
doing this. But I always catch up on the weekends. Like I always like sleep like 5 or 6 hours on the weekdays, and then on the weekends I'll sleep like 10 hours. Like I'll go to bed at midnight and sleep until 10 a.m. Like I'll always like
Yeah.
catch right back up.
My
That's, like, my hack.
big issue is like my sleep pattern like randomizes every couple of nights because I'll be like, okay, I'll just go live for like 5 hours, then I go live for 9 hours, and I'm like, fuck. Then the next day I'm playing catch up, so it's like 5.5 hours. Then the next night it's like fucking 7, 8, and 9 hours, and I'm like, fuck. So,
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I'm telling you, having a strict schedule makes life better.
kind of does, man.
telling you, it's the
I'm one up for that. I do agree. A schedule can help a lot.
I just feel like life is way too chaotic without it.
And
But
Laura tells me every Twitch stream that her coming into my Twitch stream makes her tired. So, perfect.
No, it doesn't. It's because
Perfect.
you are. Oh my god, your stream starts way too late, and I'm an old lady. I have an old soul,
Yeah.
and I like to sleep early. So like 2 hours into your stream, I'm already dying,
Yeah.
and I always
Yeah.
sleep.
You're good. You're
That's
good.
fair.
So I love being the last thing Laura sees before she
you're
goes
so
to bed.
dumb.
Oh my god, shut up.
You're so dumb.
Makes-
All right, Lara. Well,
Makes me feel successful.
I know we're all hungry, so we have 2 more topics, and then we'll wrap it up. So
All right,
the
perfect.
second to last topic is how has living in Brazil like influenced you as a person?
Oh.
Right. So like, how has like your surroundings, your country, like molded you to being who you are?
I think I'm a lot more open to other people as a few people I meet, but not because of personality, but because you deal with so many different cultures in Brazil and so many different religions because we're a like country. So we don't have a fixed religion that is for the country. That I mean, I've learned how to experience things beside people who have nothing to do with me or their culture is completely different than mine. So, for example, I've been learning about Islam for the last couple of months, little by little. I'm reading the Quran, but I don't want to convert myself to Islam. I'm just trying to learn because the Islamic community and the migration of Islamic countries to Brazil was so big in the last like 70, 80 years because of wars and,
Yeah.
refugees and everything, that I want to learn how people live. What is their culture like? Like Middle Eastern countries, why do they do the things they do?
Yeah.
So I think it made me open to learn more about people and what they do.
Laura's the type of person to just begin reading the Quran.
Yeah, I literally
That's-
did that.
That is so badass, though.
That is badass. I
I
agree with
of
that.
course, I'm not a perfect interpreter, so I
Yeah.
have a Muslim friend, so I always try to go to her when I need help understanding something, and she explains to the best of my extent.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't know how to explain something, she calls her sheikh, which is the person who can advise people, advise Muslims into interpretations of the Quran. And she says, "Well, he told me to tell you this." It's really nice.
That's super cool.
Badass. That's badass. Didn't you guys have a like a didn't wasn't there some type of like presidential siege that like happened maybe a day or a couple of days ago?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, see,
It did happen. It was basically a copy of January 6th.
Yeah.
Literally a copy of January 6th.
You guys are the fucking Walmart brand of the U.S.
Oh my god, thank you for that. Thank you.
Joking.
I feel like the U.S. is the Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, we are Walmart.
That's the biggest diss.
Literally.
Like I could give any kind of.
No, but it was a literal copy. It was a
Yeah.
literal copy.
Yeah.
Mitch, how do you
They
think the
destroyed
U.S.
everything.
has molded you? Growing up in the United States of America.
Well, not to get too racist. Joking. No.
Jesus.
Dude, being in the South, I'm open to talk to anybody. Like, not just talk to anybody, but like not assume I'll get something out of this person.
Yeah.
Which I feel like if you were born in California, if you were anywhere on the West Coast, if you were anywhere over in the east, the east part of the U.S., then
East Coast is the best coast, baby.
But I feel like being so far in the South, literally anybody and everybody will talk to each other just to be nice. People will hold the doors open just to be nice and say good morning, even though there's nothing they could get out of this.
This the OG. Is that the original GM?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Southern United States has the original GM. Let's go.
Hey, we are trendsetters.
Let's go.
We are trendsetters.
Yeah,
I
why
get
wouldn't
that.
you be?
Yeah,
Jesus
I get that.
Christ.
But I think that growing up in the U.S., I think that it's kind of like led me to always be like critical of like the shit that you see around you, because I think that from like an outsider's perspective, the U.S. is always kind of considered as like this like awesome place of like, I mean, the richest country in the world. Like, we're like dope, and I think that like we all have like, in the U.S. especially, we have like a really big like problem with like homelessness, and like our education isn't like that great.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we see the U.S. as what they are.
You know, well, I get that, but I'm saying that like as far as like critically thinking about like,
Thanks,
I think
Laura.
that I didn't mean to kind of say from like an outsider's perspective, but like in the U.S. that's kind of like I mean, and maybe Mitch can attest to this, but that's what
the
you're
American
taught.
dream
Like
thing.
you're kind of taught that like you're the best at everything, right? Like you grew up, you're like America, like we're
absolutely.
the strongest, we're the best, we're the richest, and then like as you get older, you see that like those things don't apply to everybody, right? Like not everyone comes from
Yeah.
those same situations, not everyone can take advantage of the same systems, and I think it like
Yeah.
it teaches you to, the older you get, to like realize that like not everything is like as great as it seems in any situation, right? Like your dream job isn't going to be as great as you think it is. Like the country you live in isn't as awesome as you thought it was. Like
Yeah.
it's just things like that, to be
You're-
able to like die down like your expectations, to where like I think, not to say to be like a pessimist about everything, but to also just be like real about like your surroundings and the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
So I would say that that's what the U.S. be doing.
That's just like growing up anywhere. Like even in Brazil, you look up to your parents. You look up to your older brother and sister, and you think they're perfect. But then you grow up and they've got nothing figured out, and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah, everything is masked.
Yeah.
Especially when you have kids. Like, you want to mask as much as possible to not let them aware of the condition you're in.
which I'm guessing Tyler's parents did good then.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope so.
I mean, me too. He seems to be muted, so So I wish he'd tell us if.
Wait, I didn't
Thankfully,
even
he
mute.
didn't say anything.
I don't even know how I muted. I don't know what I did. I didn't say anything. I said, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But, well,
But
interesting.
then kind of going off of that with what Tyler says is like we are a lot more similar to Brazil, to England, to any of these other places that than like us in the U.S. ever thought, because
Exactly.
we were all kind of under the whole idea that the U.S. solved the issues that Brazil has and that England has, and maybe they'll play catch up someday. But no, we literally all have the same issues, just with different masks.
Perfect.
That's right.
It's all made up. Like everything is pure makeup on top of real problems.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what the I'm gonna go like super conspiracy theory here, but
Hit it.
it's not even conspiracy theory. That's what the media wants people to think.
yeah.
And that's why I always tell Mitchell, we live in a simulation. Huh?
We
Huh?
live
I
in
agree.
a society.
Huh?
Yeah.
Life is a simulation, but we all GM. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So we are part of that simulation
That's right.
with our GMs and shit.
That's
So
right.
the last topic might be good, and because there's a ton of lonely guys over in Cardano. So joking. That is not the way I'm going to introduce it. But what would be the best first date?
Ooh. I'm a person who values a lot, being present.
Yeah.
So sometimes the best date doesn't have to involve going somewhere or doing something,
Yeah.
but rather like I'd much rather know people for what they are. So I guess if I have the opportunity to just walk around
Yeah.
with the other person and just talking throughout the night and meeting them, talking about life,
Yeah.
that's good for me. I really like that.
Me too. Tyler, what should be our first date?
So I would ideally like you to take me out to like a nice meal. To kind of play what Lara said, I really like to like have a conversation. I obviously like talk a lot. Like I work in sales, I do a podcast. Like I like to talk, right? So that's kind of like I like to share about myself and like experiences. So I think that like there's nothing better. There's two things I love to do. I love to eat and I love to talk, right? So I think there's nothing better than sitting down at a table, eating some good food, having a drink, and just chit chatting. I
Tapas?
feel like tapas,
Tapas?
yes, actually facts.
You-
Facts. Tapas
when-
is the ideal dinner date move.
During May, I'm going down to visit Tyler, and we'll do an episode over there.
I'll take you to
But-
a tapas place.
But we'll go get tapas and then talk about our lives.
Let's do it.
But with my perfect date, I feel like so many young kids, they just go to the movies and it's like, this is fun. But there's two ways it goes. The one way being it's super fucking awkward. Then the other way is you get too handsy too soon. So both of those are completely out of the way. But
I actually agree. I need some space and to know people before
yep,
things get handsy.
me.
Mitch
too.
is a real
But-
gentleman, Mitch is he's a real kind,
He acts
thoughtful
like
guy.
he isn't.
But
Oh,
that's
he's capable.
but that's because I'm chaotic good. I put on my mask to be all funny and entertaining. Then when I get off, I take off all the clown makeup.
There you go.
See?
There it is, Mitch. What's your ideal date?
But my perfect ideal date with Tyler or whichever Cardano owe me would be to go do something outside. Maybe that might be the zoo. Maybe that might be a
I hate
botanical
the zoo.
garden.
then Tyler and I will definitely not go to the zoo.
On a date.
But let's go do something outside where, say, I point to something, and then you can tell me something about you that kind of relates to that. Like, let's build our real relationship by like me bringing these things we see, and then like building something upon that, rather than just going to a movie, being bored, or going to get tapas, something like that. Because
I agree 100%.
my last date was a fucking dinner date, and that shit fucking sucked.
He's scarred for life.
We talked about our food and nothing else.
Oh my god.
I was
I
cringy.
kind of will. I
And
kind of will
then
lean
I
into.
paid for it.
I will lean into your position, Mitch, a little bit in saying that like you have to be able to like talk to somebody to like enjoy like sitting down at a meal, because then it, like you said, it's just kind of awkward. Like if you don't want to talk to the other person, because then you're just sitting there.
Yeah,
like,
just
eating.
like clatters and the plate.
But maybe a zoo
That
date would be
works.
fun, because you said you could point to something and then tell you what it reminds me of. So you point to like the monkey, I tell you my favorite NFT. You point to the polar bear, I tell you the cool polar bear NFT. You know what I mean? We just go around happy hoppers. There's some frogs, happy hoppers.
Bro,
That's what it reminds me of. Let's go.
thank God you are married, because you would not survive in the dating scene now.
Dude, you're
Be
right,
a-
bro. I'm too like I don't like people. Like I don't want to like I like people from a distance. Like I don't want to be like
You'd-
out and about.
But you going out and dating would be like, yo, that reminds me of this NFT. Then you'd be like, yo, that reminds me of this NFT, and she'd
No, but both people would need to be very into crypto.
see.
Yeah, but I
Which
kind of like we've kind of talked about this, Mitch, before too. Is like we talked about this I think with Ada Girl and what why am I'm so bad with names.
Malibu.
And Malibu, yeah, Ada Girl in Malibu,
Jesus
where it's
Christ,
like,
man.
I think that like from my perspective, we're kind of like rolling off the topic, but we'll bring it back around. I think that from my
Yeah.
perspective, I love that like my wife and I we have things that we enjoy together, but then we also have like our own hobbies that like we like outside of from one another, right? Because like I feel like that kind of gives you like your own kind of like independence and your own kind of things to enjoy,
Yeah.
right? But like if
Of course,
so,
that's
like,
mega important.
yeah. So I'm so involved in like NFTs and like Cardano in general that I feel like if like she also was, then I feel like we would just argue, right? Because like we both work for
Yeah.
the same company and then we both do the same thing. So then I feel like we would just both be like,
Yeah,
You
you
know?
both definitely need your own space.
yeah,
The during that episode, I talked about how like when you're a smart person, that turns me on more than anything else. But
Good thing I'm smart.
kind of, but that'll make up for when we go to the zoo and you're like, that reminds me of that NFT and that NFT. But even more than that, when you kind of get away from what the media says and you like go and do some research on your own to kind of the way things actually are, that is like so much better in my eyes. But yeah.
That's what we always promote. Do your own research. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always.
Always NFA
Always.
and always do your own research.
So that kind of leads us to the end of the episode. Lara, we loved having you on.
The best.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter under the at Lara_BCW. You can also find me on Discord, although I'm not going to share my Discord information. Just kidding, I will. I just don't remember which one it is. You can find me on Discord under the ID Lara #4389.
Perfect.
And yeah, that's mainly it because I'm really, really active on Twitter. Really
Laura,
active
we
on
should
Twitter.
host the Twitter space together sometime.
We should. I agree.
That'd be fun. Chilling with the homies.
But
and then on top of that, like say you do have a couple thousand Cardano, then make sure to go check out Ape Society, and even if you don't, they've got many other things going on.
You can get involved with. You can get a cabin. That'd be kind of dope.
Maybe.
Yeah, there are many ways you can be involved in the ecosystem.
Yep.
Right.
Just hop in the Discord and we'll help you out.
Perfect. Perfect. And anyways, let's kind of end it there. So if you guys made it this far, make sure you go down and drop a like. Go down and drop us a follow over on our Twitter, which will also be tagged. And also go drop us a sub over on our YouTube. And
subscribe, please.
Perfect. And we will see you next time on the Degen Report.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.